If you don't have a song, you may as well not go to the pub at all.
Lads.
Watch this.
Lads, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Good Nick here. Not been to the match tonight. I quite glad as well, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not going to say anything negative about United. Nothing to the extent of like, oh, we should be beating teams like Liverpool. Stupid thing to even say in jest. I was a little bit disappointed in how we played, like Chris Wilder said afterwards. But the Liverpool end of the day, they're gonna. Well, I went to Man City, and Man City were not the team that Liverpool are. Man City really struggled to break us down. Liverpool did not at all. And don't get me wrong, it's difficult. It's really difficult when you go 1-0 down to a slip. Because really, George Baldock would have cleared that straight away if it wasn't for him slipping. I don't know if he slipped or if he stumbled, but when it's 4 minutes into the game and you've just conceded a goal against the best team in the country, well, the best team in the world, it's difficult to come back from. But I think he played the right team. I think the right team is in. I think he played the right players. I think we played the right way. Sitting back, try and hit them on the break, or at least get forward quickly in numbers and try and get in. But we just didn't. The unfortunate thing was our passing game was not on point today. Passes were so bloody loose, tonight, and you can't do that against teams like Liverpool. Liverpool were well, I said they were excellent. They were very good at what they needed to do, but like Chris Wilder said, they didn't come out at second or third gear really tonight, did they? They didn't really need to. It could have been 4, 5, 6 to be perfectly honest. And if they'd have been in the mood they were against Leicester, it probably would have been. But they wanted to make sure they won this game. Ooh, yeah, Jurgen Klopp. Before the game said, Jurgen Klopp after the game said, we just needed to win this game. We just needed to do the right things. It didn't need to be glorious. They just needed to get the job done. And that's what they did today. Yeah, that's about it really. Henderson was excellent in the net. Egan, well, the back three played all right. I thought Basham was excellent, especially in the first half. Egan was all right. Jack was all right. Possibly could have got quicker to Salah, but Salah's rapid, isn't he, for that first goal. I thought Baldock played all right. Yeah, other than his slip, which it's not his fault. He just slipped. I thought actually for the first time this season, I thought Ender Stevens were quite poor. He struggled to control the ball. He was running the ball out of play. That was quite early on. But he did it a couple of times. Some of his crosses were horrendous, like the second goal. He put a cross into the box that was just ballooned up in the air. I don't think it took a deflection, but it looked like it took a deflection. It went that high up. And Alisson's going to just grab that out of the air, and he set him off, and they scored a goal from it. I'm not saying it's Stevens' fault, but just the fact that we were on the attack, we were putting a ball into a dangerous area, and then they ended up scoring from it, which is frustrating. I thought Fleck had a decent game. I thought Lundstram had a decent start to the game, but then he just kind of got lost. He really did. And it was about the 60th minute or something. I'm like, oh, Lundstram's got the ball. And I didn't even think about it before that because he just weren't part of the game. It just didn't feel like he was on the pitch for most of the time. Ollie Norwood, again, just a bystander, trying to defend as much as he can. And he obviously, sitting in front of the defence, He's going to start. He's going to make Liverpool try and go wide rather than straight through the middle, because you've got three defenders and then one defensive midfielder sat in front of them. They're obviously going to have to go out wide to put crosses in, which we like to head away. There were quite a lot of crosses that came in the box that we headed away today, but there were also some really dangerous crosses coming in from both flanks. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson both put in some really good balls. Both put in some really poor balls, but who cares if you get the ball into the box in the right area? You're gonna make the other team concede goals, and I think Firmino had a really good opportunity from a Trent cross that he should have put away. Like I said, they could have had 4, 5, or 6 tonight, but we kept them down to 2. That's something. That is something, but we only really had a couple of decent opportunities. Lundstram had that volley in the first half, straight after they scored. Yes, it was. McGoldrick had a snapshot from the edge of the box that Alisson tipped over, but left or right of Alisson, and that would have been in the back of the net. He hit it with such force. I'm trying to think what else there was. There was obviously McBurney's right towards the end, where Jack O'Connell absolutely fired the ball to the back post. And he got something on it to try and divert it goalwards, and it just wasn't to be, was it really? Billy Sharp had a couple of runs where we were going through. I thought Billy held the ball up quite well tonight, to be honest, and he drew some fouls and did all right. To say that he was playing against the Liverpool back four, but yeah, I thought McGoldrick did all right. I thought Moussé was really poor. Like, really poor. It just looks like he's unfit. Well, not necessarily unfit, maybe carrying an injury. I've not seen Moussé. Like, I thought he played well against Man City. Missed a couple of good chances. He missed the header and missed a one-on-one. Obviously also put a one-on-one away. But I thought it was on it against Man City, especially in that first half. It wasn't on it tonight. Which was a bit frustrating. Obviously, he came off, and McBurney and Sharp came on for those two. But I think the only reason why he brought McGoldrick off was because I think Wilder had already accepted defeat at 2-0. But all it took was one goal to get back into it. I know we didn't want to lose by a cricket score. We didn't want to lose 3, 4, 5, 6, which could have easily happened, especially looking at what happened against Leicester. Leicester, second best team in the Premier League at the moment, and Liverpool beat them 4-0 away. 3 really quick goals as well. So it just shows that you can get absolutely hammered by Liverpool. But I thought we could have gone for it a little bit more, especially at 2-0 down. I thought he could have threw a bit of caution to the wind and tried to get, I don't know, push Lundstram up a bit further, maybe, to help out with Sharp and McBurney. I know that might have ended up being 3, 4, 5-0, but could have at least tried it, because one goal back into that game, who knows? You never know. They might kind of shit themselves a little bit, and we might be able to put a bit of pressure on them and maybe get a second. But yeah, we weren't in any sort of mood to score today, were we? We just weren't good enough. I thought we played all right early on, but that was just a reaction to them scoring a goal, because that just killed us, really, didn't it? I think if we wouldn't have conceded that, we possibly would have got into the break at 0-0, because I think we'd have defended better than what we did. I think we were a bit shell-shocked, really, by conceding that first goal, because we don't normally do that. We're not a team that concedes sloppy goals early. We're normally shutting up shop for a good kind of 20-30 minutes before we kind of really get into it and start attacking, especially away from home. So yeah, it must have been a bit of a shock to the system to concede that early. I don't think we've conceded that early for a long old time. But it's one of them things. It's Liverpool. What do you expect? If you're not on your game, you're going to get beaten. And I think looking at how not badly we play. Well, yeah, I don't know how to explain it really. But looking at how not up to standard that we normally are, we probably should have got beaten a lot more, like I keep saying, but we didn't. So that is a plus. That really is. And Henderson had a really good game, which I bet he were laid in bed last night thinking, I hope I have a good game after what happened last time. So yeah, that's really all I've got to say. I think Wilder did the right thing. I think he played the right team. I think he played Liverpool in the right way. Just wasn't to be, was it? We just weren't quite good enough. I think we'd have still got beaten, even if we'd have been on the top of our game. But at least we'd have put in more of a shift. I thought it was really poor towards the end. We just weren't chasing them down. It just felt like, we've lost 2-0. And that's not like us. We don't normally do that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. There's not much else to say. I've gone over it about 4 or 5 times saying the same thing. So thanks for watching. Yeah, we're on to Fylde next in the FA Cup, which who knows after the Barnet game last season, but we should hopefully be victorious. Obviously, the team's going to completely change. But yeah, one of them things. Anyway, let's move on. And I can't remember who the next game is, if I'm honest. The next Premier League game, just let me know in the comments, guys. Obviously I've just not looked forward past the Fylde game. That is how you say it. It's not Fylde, it's Fylde, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to go to the Fylde game, see some of the lads that aren't getting a game, shall we say. I think Billy will probably start. I think Callum Robinson may even start. Or it could be McBurney, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get a few goals against Fylde and yeah, it'd be a good game to watch. Anyway, thanks for watching. Smash a like on it if you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, subscribe and stay in good nick. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And if my content is something that you might like to see more of in the future, hit the subscribe button with notifications turned on. Oh yeah, and stay in good nick.